The 90s NBA is officially back, or at least it was back in the Pistons versus Timberwolves game. A few nights ago, there was a major fight, I would say, or altercation. I don't know how exactly you'd want to describe it. I probably would describe it as like a fight. Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, Marcus
Shocker.
Sasser. Huh?
Shocker. Isaiah Stewart's in there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my goodness. The usual suspects, Naz Reid and then Dante DiVincenzo, they were all suspended at least for one game. And I don't know if you saw, but in the statement from the league, from the NBA, they started immediately with Isaiah Stewart has been suspended for 2 games. He was the number one guy. Was like, nope, for escalating a fight. And then it was, oh, there was a brawl and here are the rest.
I was listening to something the other day, and then they were trying to say that Isaiah Stewart is trying to reinvent his game and not be the menacing guy he once was, and doesn't want to be known for fighting LeBron James or getting into it with LeBron James, chasing after people. I think that is so funny because bro, that is your stick at this point. You are you guys are, first of all, you guys are the Pistons. You guys just from your history and your culture, you kind of just try to embrace that. But I mean, it doesn't help your case when you are in the middle of anytime feels like there's a little bit of an altercation or everyone just knows there's a bit of a physicality that comes with this Pistons team. Isaiah Stewart is the main guy that everyone kind of points to, and he's had a pretty good season too. I mean, he's been one of their better players in a season where they've obviously had a really good season. They're currently the 5 seed, and by really good season I mean maybe by historical standards, he's played in 69 games, only started in 3, averages 6 points a game. So, I mean, relatively, I guess. But Isaiah Stewart, really, really funny that he was obviously a part of this altercation. He's always going to be. And just in general, I think that fights are good for the NBA. Obviously, you don't want to see people getting their teeth knocked out and going back to the 90s and playing ball like that. It just doesn't, it's not a good product. But if people don't, I think the culture around the NBA has been that everybody's buddy and everybody likes each other. It makes it a harder sell for the fans who care so much about the team, and then the players are making $300 million and dapping up on the weekends. When there is true bad blood, I feel like it makes any sport a little bit better. And the Pistons being who they are, I feel like it makes it a little bit more fun to watch. And then you're maybe they can take this. The playoffs are always a little bit more intense. Maybe this carries over into the postseason. People actually care about a Pistons series where maybe they didn't have that want to or care. It draws in more casual fans where, if you were watching this team a couple weeks ago, you don't know that Malik Beasley's on a tear from 3. You don't really know Cade Cunningham is having his best season yet, and it was an all-star this season. The casual fan might not know that, but they know that Isaiah Stewart is fighting people, and they know that the playoffs are intense. So that maybe entices more casual fans. And I think in general, I don't want to see people get knocked out left and right, but I think it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it is ESPN to blame, right? The reason that people are, if you're somehow following the NBA or maybe casually and you don't understand how good the Pistons have been and how much they've turned everything around this season in the 5th seed, they have fully capable of beating the Indiana Pacers with that 4th seed, then I don't know what to tell you, but maybe it's partially from ESPN and any of the larger sports media outlets that are covering the game. With Isaiah Stewart, reinventing himself. I would say don't do it before this year. Honestly, just continue on with it next year because this young team would love it. I'm sure they would love and welcome a little bit of that edge whenever it comes to playing the Indiana Pacers, who obviously beat the Milwaukee Bucks last season. And I think they have a little bit more experience. It's fair to say. I'm not a world amount of experience, but a little bit, and they would probably welcome that and probably would help them, give them a little bit of an edge, like I just said, and help Cade Cunningham kind of ease his way into playoff basketball. They know nothing of the sort, so I think it'd be awesome. Also, at the same time, like you said, it's not, people aren't getting their teeth knocked out. This isn't like the Longest Yard, where the Adam Sandler. Have you seen The Longest Yard? You won't see. Oh, well, the Adam Sandler character is playing. I believe it's Michael Irvin's character for him to be on the team, and they're in prison and they're playing one-on-one, and it's everything goes, bro. And Terry Crews is running around with McDonald's cheeseburgers. It's crazy, but it's it's like what the older heads say 90s basketball was, where just call your own fouls, essentially out the park, and you're not going to call any because you have to have it, you have to be a tough guy and you're not going to do it. So it's not like that either. So at the end of the day, you don't want too many of these, but yeah, when people actually don't like each other, it kind of brings a little something extra to the sport that you might not have if both of the guys are like jersey swapping after the game. And I don't care if that sounds old. I mean, I don't mind if they jersey swap, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
kind of an extra nice thing to have if you're just a fan.
100%. Like you just like to see a little bit of intensity. You want to see the players care as much as you do. You spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to watch these teams play. And like it just feels like there's just a feeling around like the casual fan that like that players don't care as much as they used to. And like that is like mostly true because they make a lot more money and they like obviously don't have to care as much. This isn't like for their livelihood as much as it feels like it once was. But even so, like if there is a little bit of that like more bad blood, like bringing in part of it but not all of it, I think that that's just good for the league. We've seen that a little bit more. Like it feels like there's been a couple more scuffles and like there's been like maybe nothing to like the sort of like what it once was, but in general, I think it's a net positive for the league, and I mean I appreciate the way that the Pistons have been playing in general. I mean they've been they're 9 games above 500, which is the best that record I can say for them in what like it feels like a decade almost. So I mean congrats to them and Kate Cunningham, amazing season by him, like averaging more than 25 points a game. Malik Beasley has like completely turned the page on what was his Lakers career like for and like into the Bucks last season as well. So yeah, I mean it yeah, great team, and they should be fun to watch in the playoffs too. Like they play scrappy, and like they have people that can shoot, but they don't abuse. Like it should be a fun team to watch, and I'm excited for the playoffs.
I think they could beat the Pacers.
I think they can too.